Community Roots Permaculture project originally began back in 2013 with the central idea of getting working class families into understanding and practicing permaculture as a means of allowing them access to cleanly grown food and other resources that were outside their economic means, and also as a way of putting them back in contact with nature within an urban environment. We put this project on hold when an opportunity arose for us to help families in social housing to grow some of their own food in the gardens and yards, which we did successfully for 6 years. We then decided to return to the original idea of the Community Roots project, as we were given a piece of land by our friend Alan Brown of Bolton Diggers at their community food growing hub in Great Lever. We initially struggled for a while due to the COVID pandemic and the lockdown, and we used some of our permitted exercise time to try and develop the site, but things were very slow and cumbersome. And it wasn't until the end of lockdown that we were able to apply for funding through the National Lotteries Community Fund. We were successful in our bid. We were absolutely over the moon, and this gave us the chance to now finally develop our own project site properly. So we bought a large polytunnel that we equipped with raised beds, and we also built many raised beds outside of the polytunnel around the entrance. We planted dozens of fruit trees on the site. The funding also allowed us to buy all of the diverse tools that we needed to run the project, a year's supply of vegetable and herb seeds and plug plants, health and safety equipment, and volunteer expenses, so we could feed members and volunteers and provide them with bus and train tickets so they could access and leave the site free of charge. So this original idea of returning back to the permaculture theme was particularly poignant due to permaculture's ability to provide some semblance of mental well-being due to its interactions with nature. And this was particularly relevant at the time due to the large amount that I can only describe as a large amount of mental ill health that came about due to the COVID lockdown and the pandemic generally. So we ran Monday sessions for 4 hours, and we also ran sessions on a Wednesday afternoon for 4 hours, where basically we helped people to grow food. We provided them with resources if they wanted to take any plug plants or seeds home and grow food at home, and we gave them general advice on permaculture and food growing. And we also ran regular permaculture related workshops on our own site at the weekends for those who were working, and as outreach sessions at other locations, so we could link up different communities who'd struggled through COVID. So part of our remit was generally to try and help people who'd become isolated through COVID. So we began a regular once a week session, which we still hold every Thursday, which is a permaculture and wellbeing session. And between 6 and 12 people attend these sessions regularly, and they're still running to this day. In fact, we had our Christmas party yesterday, and we're going to continue these sessions in January. So basically, during this first year, anybody who came to our site who was able to grow food and take some of this food home, it actually helped them in terms of getting the families through the cost of living crisis, because from the COVID pandemic forward, the price of food staples had shot through the roof. So anything that people would manage to grow on the project site was an extra bonus for them. And also the fact that they were growing cleanly grown and highly nutritious food, which, as I say, is outside of their realms economically. So we'd say that up to now, our project's been quite a success. There's a lot of people interested in it. We're set up now so that we can continue into the future. And we'd like to thank Awards for All and all of the people who've attended our sessions and workshops over this first year and a half. And we'd like to wish everyone a very happy Christmas and a happy New Year. And we hope that everybody has a restful time with the friends, families and loved ones before returning to the project in the second week of January. We are totally indebted to you all. Thank you very much.